What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the ZayMoolaSportsPodcast. I'm your host, Isaiah, and I'm here to give y'all my winners and losers of the NBA trade deadline. Okay, so the first winners are the San Antonio Spurs, and this one's pretty obvious. They were able to add De'Aaron Fox, who's one of the best point guards in the NBA. He's only 27 years old, and they did not have to part ways with Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, or Keldon Johnson to acquire him. So not only were they able to add a star point guard to pair with Victor Wembanyama, but they were also able to retain their core guys. So I like this Spurs team now. They're a pretty deep team. And with the way De'Aaron Fox looked in his debut for them, I would not be surprised, y'all, if they end up making the playoffs. Now, they're battling with the Suns and Warriors for that last play-in spot, but with the way they're playing right now, they have a really good shot to make the playoffs this year. So this was a great trade deadline for the Spurs. The next winners are the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they're having a phenomenal season. They're 41-10, and they look like legit championship contenders. But the one thing they've lacked on their roster for years is a 3-and-D wing, and they need to go out and acquire one, and that is what they did by acquiring DeAndre Hunter from the Atlanta Hawks. He's 6'8", about 220 pounds. He's a good three-point shooter. He's shooting 39% from three. He's also averaging a career-high 19 points per game this season. And defensively, he's big, he's strong, he's athletic. He can guard multiple positions. And he's the type of guy that can guard a Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, which is huge because we know if the Cavs want to go to the NBA Finals, they're going to have to get through the Boston Celtics. And you got to have guys that can try to slow down Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. And that's what they have in DeAndre Hunter. I absolutely love this trade for them, y'all. I think this makes them the favorites in the East. Yes, you heard me correctly. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers with this trade are the favorites to win the East because now their starting five is, I think, the most complete starting five in the Eastern Conference. I think DeAndre Hunter is going to have a huge impact for this team, and I cannot wait to see what the Cavs team does the rest of the season. Next one is Jimmy Butler. And not only did he get up out of Miami, which he wanted to do, but he also got a new contract in the process. So this was great for him. He left the Heat. He got a new contract, and now he's playing for a team that, at least in his mind, he thinks has a chance to compete for a championship, even though I don't think the Warriors are that much better with him. But hey, time will tell y'all if they can be a really good team with Jimmy Butler. But for him, he got his wish, so this was great. The next winner is Kyle Kuzma. I know some of you are probably saying, Zay, how's Kyle Kuzma a winner? Well, he got traded from the Washington Wizards, a team that shouldn't even be allowed to play in the NBA, to the Milwaukee Bucks, a team that's trying to contend for a championship. And he went from playing alongside Jordan Poole and Alex Sarr to playing alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard. So I know Kyle Kuzma has to be ecstatic about this opportunity that he has. And I know he's not having a great season, but I think he's going to play a whole lot better now that he's surrounded by elite talent. Remember, y'all, his best player with the Wizards was Jordan Poole. Okay, Jordan Poole should never be the best player on the NBA roster. If he is, it's a big problem with that roster. But now he has two future Hall of Famers that he's playing alongside. And I think Kyle Kuzma is going to be a very good third option for the Milwaukee Bucks. And last but definitely not least, the LA Lakers. I only have two words to say. Luka Doncic. Now, in all seriousness, this was a historic trade deadline for the Lakers. They were able to add a generational player in Luka Doncic, a guy that's only 25 years old, and a guy that's a top 5 player in the NBA. And they were also able to add Mark Williams, who is one of the best young centers in the league. So this might have been the best trade deadline that any team has had in the history of the NBA because, again, they added a generational player and they added a player in Mark Williams, y'all, that has the potential to become a all-star caliber center. So, job well done, LA Lakers. Okay, so the first losers are the Phoenix Suns. And not only were they shopping Bradley Beal in hopes of acquiring Jimmy Butler, but they were also shopping KD. And after all of that, both of them are still on the team. So now this creates a very weird dynamic within the Suns organization. Ramona Shelburne reported that the Suns locker room is toxic because of all the rumors that were circulating about KD and Bradley Beal potentially getting traded. And now you're going to be asking these guys to go out, play hard for your organization, try to win games for your organization, even though you wanted to move them. Shams Charania reported, y'all, that KD did not request a trade, so he probably feels like he got stabbed in his back by the Suns organization. He did not want out. They wanted to move him. Brian Windhorst also reported that there was a deal in place that would have sent KD to the Warriors, but that KD stepped in and vetoed the trade himself. So I don't know how the Suns organization is going to recover from this. KD is definitely getting traded in the offseason. There is no way he's going to want to be a part of this organization any longer. okay? And I wouldn't be surprised if Devin Booker ends up getting traded as well. They might just tear this whole thing down, but this was really poor execution by the Suns organization, and I don't know if they're going to be able to recover from this. The next loser is Chris Middleton, and I feel bad for Chris Middleton because he's a good guy, he's a good player, but he got sent to the Washington Wizards. I really hope that they buy his contract out so he can join a contender, because if not, it is going to be a long spring for him. So please, Washington Wizards, allow this man to go play for an actual NBA franchise. The next losers are the Chicago Bulls, and the Bulls had a really good opportunity to just blow everything up and enter a rebuild, but instead, the only move they made was to trade away Zach LaVine when they should have traded away Nikola Vucevic, and they probably should have traded away Kobe White as well, because they could have got some good draft capital for him. But here they are again, y'all. They're stuck in NBA purgatory. The Bulls are not good enough to compete for a championship, but they're not bad enough to have a top 5 pick. So they're just in the middle. They're going to continue to be a play-in team every single year. I don't know what this organization is doing. I know this fan base is incredibly frustrated because they just keep doing the same thing year after year after year after year after year. Why in the world, y'all, did they not trade away Nikola Vucevic? He's 34 years old, okay? He can be very valuable to a team that's trying to make the playoffs. He's not valuable to this Bulls team. He just isn't, right? Because they're not going to be a serious playoff contender. So, yeah, the Bulls did what they always do, which is be a mediocre team. And the final losers are the Dallas Mavericks. And, y'all, I know Anthony Davis is a great player. He's a future Hall of Famer. But you don't trade away a 25-year-old superstar that hasn't even reached his prime yet. You don't do that. And the Mavericks did it. Now, are they still going to be a great team? Absolutely. They got Kyrie. They got Anthony Davis. They got really good role players like Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford and P.J. Washington and Max Christie. So, in the short term, they're still going to be a good team. But what about 3 to 5 years from now, okay, when Anthony Davis and Kyrie are both 35 years old? Are they going to be the same players? I don't know, right? Because 3 years from now, Luka's only going to be 28, and he's probably going to be a top 3 player in the league by then. Maybe he might be the best player in the league in 3 years. Okay, so I still don't understand why they did this, and because of this, y'all, they're losers. Now, I know some of y'all probably going to say, well, Zay, they're still going to be really good, and they are. But, y'all, this is not just about the short term. This is about the long term as well. Okay, they just gifted the Lakers a 25-year-old generational player for a 32-year-old player. So I still don't know why they did this, but hey, that's what they decided to do. And time will tell if it worked out for them or not. So there y'all have it, man. This was another episode of ZayMoolaSportsPodcast. Remember, y'all, last good message. So what? Make sure you get your daily dose. Y'all know I'm going to end it, man. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.